Hi y'all! I'm so glad you're tuning in for this video because I want to talk a little bit about the week 12 assignments, specifically the Unit 4A progress checkpoint. The Unit 4A progress checkpoint is a little bit of a departure. It's a little bit different than some of the assignments we've done before. You can see that I've described it as an assignment where you're going to read through the CSET reference guide to learn a really helpful formula that will assist you in creating evidence-based paragraphs. As you look at that, though, you might wonder, well, how in the heck am I going to be graded on that, though? Like I'm reading? Well, I'll show you. And you might notice if you look here, you'll see that first I want you to review those checkpoint assignment details because I think it's really clear what exactly you're supposed to do. And also there's an article on note-taking strategies because if you click on this guy, you're going to see that your task is going to be to read through a common module. And in a Word document or a notebook that you want to take pictures of, I want you to take notes on each of the sections that you review, except for the self-assessment. So I'm going to click on this just to show you, to give you an idea of what CSET is. CSET is an acronym and it stands for, this is a spoiler because it'll tell you this again in this article, it stands for Claim, Setup, Evidence, Tie-in. Each of these involves writing a sentence or two in this order to create paragraphs that are strong and organized and have evidence from your outside sources that are well incorporated. So there are some sections, common problems and what not to do. There's a section that just explains what it is. Here's some writing samples with and without CSET. These modules walk you through the process of how you can use this formula to create paragraphs by writing sentences that follow the CSET model. So really all I'm looking for, and it is a bit of a departure, but it's also kind of a nice one, it's just that you take notes. So I did say, excluding the self-assessment, you don't need to take notes on the section, let me just go back here, like writing samples with and without CSET. If there's nothing to say about the samples, you don't need to include notes on that. The CSET challenge, you don't really need to include notes on that. Focus, common problems and what not to do, that's kind of up to you. But I want notes on what is CSET, and then each of these articles, I'd like you to write a couple notes just to verify that you understand what the heck this process is. That C stands for claim. The first thing you should do in a paragraph is make a claim, in a body paragraph is make a claim. So I would like you to take notes as you read through this module, and you can do that by having a Word document open where maybe you have a bolded section for C, effective topic sentences, and you jot down a couple notes in here about what you read, or you could do it in a notebook and take pictures in your notebook. But just notes taken on this module, that's what you're going to submit. So it says right here, submit your Word document of notes or high quality photos of your handwritten notes for this CSET resources common module. And if you're thinking, I don't really know, what should I be writing notes about? How do I just avoid just cutting and pasting from this? What do I do? Check out the note-taking strategies article. It's the same one that's linked in the announcement. And it will give you an idea of how to take effective notes. And it's actually a really helpful article to just read in general in your academic career. So the purpose of this assignment, if you're wondering, like, why does she want me to take notes? It's because I want you to understand how this formula works, because I would like you to employ it as you write your body paragraphs for your critical evaluation. I'd like you to keep it in mind, especially if you're struggling to figure out how to turn your ideas from the planners that you've been working on into an actual paper as we move towards that. So that's what I would like you to do for this Unit 4A progress check. Take notes on the CSET Resources Common module. And then the other thing I just want to show you in the module itself, in the announcement itself, just going to back it up. Yeah, in the announcement itself, rather. Is this little section on critiquing a text. The paper that we're working towards and that we're now going to be working towards a draft because we've just finished the second part of the planner. You wrote the first part of the planner and the second part of the planner in the service of putting that all together to create a draft. With that paper, you're not just responding to whether you agree with it, whether it resonates with you. What we're doing now is actually analyzing and critiquing the structure and answering the question, is this article effective? So, in order to understand a little bit of the difference between responding to and doing a bit more critiquing, especially on a rhetorical level of a text, check out this article, Critiquing a Text.